Yep, it's Tuesday. Tuesday. Time to vote. Get out and vote.
Yep, it's Tuesday.
Get out to vote. Get out and vote. Oh, wait. I gotta get on the thing. Headset. I'll get there. I'll get there eventually. Yep. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Try this again. This old geezer trying to work a set of headphones. I'm kind of slow at it. Well, yeah. I'll get there. This takes me about 10 minutes to do what I used to could do in 30 seconds. Yeah. What's everybody doing? Grandpa. I wish I was a grandpa. I'd have to be old like Sadie to become a grandpa. Oh, man. Hi, Sadie. You're not first. Sadie isn't even here yet. Hi, Lag. Hi, Brenda. Great grandpa. Well, I'm great. I'm just not a grandpa. Chicken toad. Ugh. I was just watching Picker's Church. Did you see that Chad Pagel and Ronnie Hart and Christopher DePriest did a Picker's Church yesterday evening? I didn't even know about it. It was a good show. I'm sitting here, haven't quite finished it. Yeah, good to see them back in action. They were kind of catching up with what they've been doing, and yeah, talking about this and that. Yeah, Chris is one of the old dogs. You know, when I first started trying to learn how to resell, how long's it been now? Probably 8 years ago. He was a regular on Picker's Church. And then he kind of got busy and dropped out. I think because he was moving from uh, the Bay Area down to Southern California. But yeah, it was good to see him. He's funny. He fits in with Ronnie and Chad really well. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's funny. uh, yeah, I mean, this is a new one, Brenda. It was just on yesterday, about 10 hours ago. Yeah, I didn't even see it. Ugh. Pickers Retirement Home. That'd be a great place to retire. Just check into a casino, a hotel. Just make sure you got enough money to pay for your hotel and just stay at the casino. Shoot. The one up here north of Fort Worth, it's got a golf course, it's got big hotels, it's got plenty of places to go eat. It's got a little shopping. Hello, Anissa. They don't have a Walmart there. I don't even think they got a grocery store that's very close to that casino. But that place just started on the border between Oklahoma and Texas. Oh gosh, maybe 40 years ago. And all it was a tent with a bingo hall inside of it. One of those tent buildings. Hey, Scott. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was great seeing Chad Pagel and Ronnie Hart do a show. Pickers Church. Even though they did it on Monday night, it was still called Pickers Church. They always did it on Sunday. That's why they called it Pickers Church. Yeah, there's the link. Somebody come in and chat me up. Hug. There he is. The beard. How you doing?
How's everyone today?
All right.
So
my old man ears, are you too far from your mic? You're kind of soft.
I don't know. It might, every now and then it picks the wrong microphone. Hold on.
Let's see. I think I got my sound turned okay on this end. Anyway, yeah. You know Chad Pagel and Ronnie Hart and all them. No, don't hear you at all now. No sound from Scott. We don't hear you now.
What about now?
Yeah, we hear you.
I moved the microphone. Yeah, I did flee across Florida with Chad this spring. I stayed at his house a couple nights. So yeah, Chad's good, folks.
Oh yeah. He talked about finding that watch on his show yesterday evening.
He did. He actually did a show. What?
Yeah, they did at Pickers Church.
No. How did I miss that?
Him and Ronnie Hart and Christopher DePriest.
Oh, Dupree.
Dupree? Is it Dupree? I don't know. He's funny, that Dupree guy. Oh, yeah, I've forgotten. It'd been like 8 years since I've seen Dupree.
Yeah, bona-fide hustler. He's a good guy. I met him too. So I'm gonna tell you a story of the estate sales. So I went to my favorite estate sale company Thursday. Spent 2 hours there. Actually picked this coffee cup up, and it was $4. And I'm like, oh hell! It was dirty. I mean, it was filthy dirty. I'm like, I'm leaving this cup behind. It was still there the next day at half price day, $2 off, $2 for this cup. And I'm like, maybe I should look the damn thing up. It's got some kind of base on the bottom of it. Turns out it's an Ember coffee cup. Used, it's still worth like $50. So it's got. So if you don't know what Ember is, like I was not very familiar with it. It's got an app that tells you what temperature the coffee is, and it keeps it at that. I've got it set to keep it at 145.
Oh, what does it got? Like a rechargeable battery heater or something?
Oh yeah. So.
Well, dang.
Yeah, so I'm big time now. My coffee never gets cold because it's in this cup that heats itself.
Sweet.
Yeah, they make all kinds of. They make a bigger one too, but they make different colors. But so if you're ever out and about and you see an Ember coffee cup, yeah,
pick it up.
So like I drink mine pretty quick too, but you know how you get to the last like this much of it and it's always whatever. This one, when you get to the bottom of it, it's still the same hot. I think my Keurig brews at like 160, and this maintains 145, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Uh, on this, I don't know if it's dishwasher safe. Yes, Larry Ember.
Ronnie Hart has done some videos a lot more recently than Chad, and apparently.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Bonafide is also Chris has also started making videos again.
yeah.
He's a funny guy. Him and his brother when they carry on.
Except for how to sell stuff on silver and gold coins. That's how I got into reselling, was trying to sell some coins, and then I thought, well, I see other videos about how to sell on eBay, so I started watching a few. And Bonafide, yeah, he was like maybe the first one that I started, like, watched more than 2 or 3 shows, and then he and his brother used to carry on, and
Yeah, easy
they
money.
were they were funny. Yeah.
So it's rechargeable. Anissa, it's got it looks like a saucer that goes with it, but it's actually a charging. Uh, it's full right now, so you have to look at it this way.
Yeah, turn it upside down and read just what it says on the bottom.
But so it flashes red, and then when it starts heating, it turns white.
Uh,
And if blue is trying to connect to your phone.
oh my God, we got a full crew today. Hi, Tom.
Good morning. Good morning, Scott. Good morning,
Hey,
Todd.
Tom, what's up, buddy? I'm showing him my
Er-
fancy coffee cup.
Everybody's wondering if Tom was dead. There he is.
I feel like it today. I just have not. I woke up about 3:00, 3:30. I could not go back to sleep, so I got up and washed some dishes and did a couple emails, and I think about 5:30 I finally went back to sleep. So I feel like I don't feel the best this morning, but anyway,
Oh,
I'll
yeah, I
get
didn't
over it.
sleep real good either. I kept having to get up to go pee. It happens when you get old like me. I swear, every hour, all night long, every hour, just bam, gotta get up and go pee. To be young again and just get it all peed out in one time.
It's the old man show.
And,
Scott, what was it about the coffee cup?
It's called an Ember. It's got a rechargeable battery in it, and it's got Bluetooth on it, so it talks to your phone to tell you what temperature it is.
you know what? You're an old YouTuber when your videos always start with a commercial about swollen prostate, you know?
It's got some other features too. It's got so you can put water in it, and it'll heat the water up, and then it has certain timers for different kinds of tea, and so it'll tell you when your tea is steep. It's
Pretty cool.
Scott, why?
it was $2 at an estate sale.
Okay.
Pretty soon we'll be driving our cars with an app.
It was it's worth $50 to $60 used resale. So I bought it to resell, and then I'm like, wait a minute, it keeps my coffee hot. I might have to keep this for $2.
Um,
Oh, Sadie, no. Don't be a quitter. Well, good luck. I know it's hard.
Scott, did you take care of business this morning, or have you already done that?
Uh, it's only 8 o'clock here. I told Johnny, I'm like, today's midterm elections. We gotta go vote in a little while. I said, we're leaving your son at home. He might still be a communist. The jury's still out on that. Because there was a couple years, or I don't know, 4 years ago, he decided he liked Bernie. I'm like, what the fuck? Have I failed as a parent?
That's because he wasn't paying taxes. Now he's working and paying taxes.
Yeah, missed. Dang. I miss Picker's church because I was watching Trump's Ohio speech a little bit.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Did you watch it?
Yeah,
I guess you
back in the
did, or you
day.
wouldn't say so. Duh. Duh, duh, duh.
Back in the day.
Are they gonna start doing that every week now, or is that just a one-time thing?
They said they were going to try to do it again, but it's
That-
like they left it without any promises or when the next one would be.
Oh, Jacob would go vote if he rode with us, but I don't want him to. So tell her who he'd vote for.
Oh, I tell my children that still live with me who to vote for.
He's I think he's changed. He's seen the error of his thinking ways, but it's very easy to be influenced when everything is, you go through college and you don't have a lot of responsibility, and there's these older people telling you that we should share it all. Everything should be free. It's very, until you've had to work and realize that shit's coming from me. It ain't really free until you get to that realization.
You know, that's one of the things
Yep.
that gets me. People don't realize that we are the income stream for the U.S. government.
Yep.
They don't have a bunch of dadgum businesses out there paying for this stuff.
Yep.
And that's
I mean, even seniors are in on it. I get ads all the time saying, "Hey, there's a new government program, $900 for groceries."
And I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. It finally happened last week when I don't know which one it was the Republicans are going to take your Social Security away. It finally happened they waited a little late to pull that one out. But yeah, there's the evil Republicans are here to take your Social Security.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, the thing about it is most old people are Republicans. They're on Social Security. But you know what, Todd? Scott, I know you make a lot of money off of your YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
And Todd too. I really have a problem with when ads come up in front of people's program, their video, and you can't click off of them. Now, I voted 2 weeks ago. I've already made my mind up. I've already made my decision. I don't care what the new spin is on everything. But if I can't click off of it, I'm going to click off your video. That's just the way it is.
Okay, so you have a choice. For those of you who don't do YouTube, whenever you set up a video, you can choose and do monetization. You can pick which ones. I always the non-clickable ads. I always unclick that. I don't want somebody to be forced to watch something for 2 minutes. So I click off that every time. That's the only one I uncheck is the unclickable.
Oh,
ad.
I need to go back through and do that on mine, I guess.
Because I unclick.
Nobody
off
watches
of
mine, so it doesn't matter.
Even though I want to watch the video, especially here in North Carolina, where every ad is a political ad. Yeah, Sherry Beasley. If I can't get rid of her ad, because first of all, I've made my decision. I'm not changing. There's nothing I can do about it now. So I just click off of them. It don't matter who it is, what party it is. What did you say?
Let's go vote again.
Did you hear that, Scott?
There you go.
My lovely bride said, "We'll just go vote again."
I could go get my dead parents' birth certificates and vote for them too.
Well, my mom, when she voted they voted for something in South Carolina since my dad passed away. She checked to see if my dad's name was still on the voter roll, and it had been taken off because she had called him and said take it off. But
well, that's the only reason.
that's just and one of the big YouTube gurus, apparently he had it flipped, and I messaged him privately and said, "Dude, if I have to sit through another political ad to get to your channel, I'm going to go watch somebody else." And he messaged me back and he said, "Are they non-clickable?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, let me change that."
Yeah, you can do that. You can. So
I need to do that.
And I think it needs to. I think that should not be. It should automatically come up where you don't have to click it. I mean, where you don't have to change your setting.
Yeah, the news that every now and then, the last few weeks, they've been arresting people for multiple voting. So I don't know that I recommend that.
Oh yeah, she was making a joke because we're just
Oh yeah,
so adverse to that.
The libertarians were pro-Fetterman.
Yeah,
no.
I'm just over it.
Fetterman's an idiot. I don't know. If you look at that guy and think that he should be one of the 100 senators out of 330 million people, you're the fucking problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know much about him, and Anissa can tell you, he walks around in a hoodie and sweats. He's trying to identify as the everyman and with the miners and the hardworking people of Pennsylvania. He is from a trust fund. He lives off his parents who give him a damn allowance. His only job has been mayor of a little bitty small town. This guy is a flake, fraud, Democratic shill. I mean, give me a break. Lag, he speaks your language. Yeah, I hope you're smart enough to. I'm not saying Dr. Oz is the greatest, but he's definitely a step up from Fetterman for sure.
I was surprised when I saw Oz was running for that office because he did the Oprah Winfrey show so much. I just always figured he was a Democrat.
Well, he's like Trump now. People assume Trump was a Democrat until he ran as a Republican. He's very centrist. He sounds just like Bill Clinton. If you're old enough to remember Bill Clinton. But that's now become the middle of the road has now become right, and that's where a lot of these politicians, you look at it and go, well, they should. Well, also don't Oprah hates him right now. Oprah kind of has disavowed herself of a lot of people she had on her show. But yeah,
Mr. Sadie, you smoke 50 cigarettes a day?
Is it 50 a day or $50 a day?
He says 50 a day. How many packs is that? 2.5?
2.5 packs a day, yeah. Yeah, 2.5 packs, 50.
And you're going cold turkey off of that? Good luck, man. I mean, really, good luck. You need to stop. We fussed at him yesterday. Did y'all hear?
I heard the video or watched the video later on in the day, and I saw where
it started out because my mother-in-law's in the hospital with congestive heart failure, and a great big portion of it is because she was a lifetime smoker, and I just
hey, everybody wants to see you because you're cute.
Hey, Phoebe, what's up?
Everybody wants to see you because you're cute. Now you want to go because I don't have nothing to eat. And she's gone. She had to make sure she knew where I was. Now she's going back inside.
Lord have mercy, 2.5 packs a day. That's what? $20 a day in smokes? Look, you could put a gallon of gas in your boat and go fishing.
It depends on where you're at, Tom. You live in the land of the cheapest cigarettes. In Kentucky and North Carolina have some of the cheapest in the country, but
the like Winston and the big guns,
yeah,
they're expensive. Good morning, Jim and Tara.
Good. Mr. Sadie, did your lovely wife smoke? Or did she smoke? Or
you know how much money I've saved by not smoking my entire life?
Yeah. But this stuff ain't much cheaper, and I still do this.
That's bad for you, too.
Yeah, I get my nicotine, but at least I'm not killing my lungs.
My mom, God love her, she smoked forever. And then one morning she'd wake up and she'd say, I quit smoking. And she would go months without even smoking. Didn't want one. She was done with it. And then all of a sudden you'd see her with a cigarette and she'd say, well, I just wanted one today. and she'll smoke that one, and then she'll quit again. And my dad, he did all the patches and the chewing gum and all of that kind of mess, and he just couldn't kick it. And finally, his doctor said, who is a man's doctor, he just talked to men like men want to be talked to. He said, Brad, if you don't stop, it's going to kill you. And my dad quit.
My mother quit about I don't know. She's 76 now. She probably quit in her mid 50s after smoking for 30 or 40 years. And one day she just decided, I've had enough. And she quit that day, never smoked another one. But now she's the worst. She can't stand cigarettes, the smell of cigarettes or smoke. She's as bad as we are. My grandfather did the same thing. He's like, you know what? I'm done with these, and put them down.
Now, see, my dad started smoking when he was 11.
But it was different back then, man. They didn't tell you anything. Everybody had one. I mean, it was the peer pressure back in that time was, and imagine that the people that were in charge and knew that cigarettes would kill you looked you with a straight face and said, "Oh, there's nothing wrong. Take the shot. It won't do nothing to you. Smoke the cigarette. It's okay."
Yeah.
These folks have been lying to us it's just easier to catch them now.
When did they stop putting cigarettes in military rations? Like World War II, they got their ration of cigarettes. Probably Korea too. Did they still do that in Vietnam? I don't know.
They smoked, but they didn't smoke cigarettes. I've been watching.
Hi, Mark.
For a while now. I've Got a Secret and What's My Line, like from the early 60s.
Yeah.
And on some of them shows, the host of the show, he's like lighting up, smoking while he's on television.
Oh, yeah. Johnny Carson always smoked.
Cigarettes were included in the rations, according to my fact finder. For Vietnam.
Oh, they were?
Yeah,
still?
She said it was. But it's and commercials. Everything was. All the commercials are just about cigarettes, and it's not like you're trying to be cool. It's like doctors. Just business people. They're just like, what's this? This has got a good flavor to it. Oh, that's a cool.
Gary Moore, was that Mary Tyler Moore's dad?
I don't know.
It looks like the cup will stay charged long enough to drink 2 cups of coffee, then you got to recharge it.
Is it wireless charging, or do you have to plug it in?
It's got a little saucer you set on and it charges it wirelessly. It's got metal on the bottom.
Okay. Let's get see if we can find one of those for Sasha for Christmas, honey. It's a
Ember coffee mug.
Ember coffee mug. It heats itself up. It's got Bluetooth that'll tell your telephone how hot your coffee is. Because my son Sasha, he is big into all gadgets. But I was watching a movie some time ago, and it was an old black and white one, back in the late 50s or early 60s, and this kid was sick in bed, and the doctor came and made a house call. And after he finishes examining the boy, he's standing at the foot of his bed talking to the parents, and he lights up a cigarette. So it was nothing. Hey, Tara.
Hey, Tom.
Tara, Jim.
Jim's outside.
My dad was raised on a tobacco farm.
Hey, Tara.
Yeah.
You know that ham I was cooking yesterday?
Yeah.
Told me to try putting some brown sugar in it.
Oh, did you do it?
So I did it, and I got too much, I think. It tastes like candy ham candy.
I like it. I like it sweet. So I put some brown sugar on it. It makes it like.
This is
plenty. Caramelizes it.
This is plenty sweet.
Oh yeah. Well, did you like it, or you like this? Tastes like crap.
It's great. I just need to use less next time. It just kind of.
You only use a little bit, Todd. You don't use a 5-pound sack of brown sugar.
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, We had an open bag, so it was like about a third full, so I just dumped it all in, and
Oh yeah, well I maybe put like, and I think I do mine heavy. I maybe put a cup on it.
I
Yeah,
put way too much.
it's hard
I
to beat
may,
that. It's got
and
that.
that would be like heavy. I put a cup on it anyway.
I just
Yeah,
had to tell that.
I
Yeah, and I
like it
cooked it
though.
too long. It turned into like a pulled pork, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
ham.
you got to turn it down. Like if you put it, like if I put it in a slow cooker, I'll cook it on low for like maybe like 4 hours, but then I just turn it all the way down to warm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just cooked it too long, but yeah,
yeah. So another thing
it's
I bought
good.
at an estate
Tastes good.
sale, I bought a Instapot, the top of the line, all digital screen, everything. I got it home, and Joni's like, "That's better than mine. Let's trade." So now I'm
There
selling
you
her,
go.
I'm selling ours, and she's keeping the fancy one.
Well, that is the great thing about reselling. You'll find stuff that you decide to keep, but you pay so much less than retail for it. You save money.
Yeah, it was $15 for the.
Yeah. I
It was
mean,
Instapot Ultra.
in Walmart, that's got to be over $100 if you decided to go buy it brand new. So,
That one was not sold at. That one was sold at like Crate and Barrel somewhere. That's the real
uh,
fancy.
Yeah, I got a new handmade hackamore that I got. I don't I don't have a horse, but there
well,
it
now you
is.
just gotta buy the horse, Todd.
You
Oh
sure it's not
God,
an eel?
an eel. Shut
Yeah,
up,
remember.
Tom. Uh, well, I got two watchers on the hackamore now instead of
It'll
just
probably
one.
sell. Well, I saw it on the Ranch Horse Classifieds, and they wanted 100 and a quarter for it. So, I would say you have a maker there that people search that maker. I mean, I see the curb bits are consistently selling for 80 to 150. So I think
Yeah,
it will go. I mean, you can't
I don't
show a
know.
horse in a hackamore, but you'll have people that will want it. I
Yeah,
don't.
it's
Well,
got
well,
5 hours left on the listing, so
yeah.
on
I
the
don't think you can.
auction.
Well, I don't do all the Western stuff, but you can't show a pleasure horse and a hackmore. But I'm not exactly sure on reining. But you might have some people that have like what I call working horses that would want it.
Yeah, so it wasn't a total loss. So I traded her. So this time I sell. I was going to run the Instapot through the auction and see what happens. And so I'm going to run our Instapot through the auction. So
There
at
you go.
least it, I actually got a pair of shoes back this weekend. She said she didn't like the way one of the Nike pairs of Nike Airs she stole from me fit her feet. So I get to sell those now. It was a good weekend for me for reason because the last pair of shoes she kept were some pink and all different color Asics. I picked them up for $4 and they're worth like 90 used.
Wow.
Unfortunately, they were her size and she stole them. But
Yeah. But that's okay. It's better than going to the store and buying a brand new pair of Asics.
and I found a pair of Allbirds. I never even heard. I saw them on a video somewhere at the wool ones at an estate sale. And she's like, "You found what? What size are they?" I'm like, "Those are men's. Go away."
I got a pair of boots. They're nice boots. I don't know what brand they are, but they fit Roberta, and she liked them, and so she's gonna keep them for when we have snow.
Yeah, I'll get in a load of jewelry or something. Oh, you got jewelry? Can I look? Can I look at that? So a lot of times she'll pull out a necklace or a ring or something.
Yeah. Speaking of boots, I have to look these up. They were $5.
What are they?
Ralph Lauren boots?
I don't think they ever wore them.
Huh.
Oh, Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, they were $5, still in their box, never worn.
Yeah, I can't believe those don't do good.
Tom wants those for his stripper pole dance.
No,
I just got them out of the van. I didn't even look to see what they were worth. I'm like, for $5, Ralph Lauren new boots. I'm like, you know what? They still have the new leather smell. I'm like, I'll ride around in the van just to make the van smell like leather for $5.
Scott, you missed yesterday's show where we're going to elect Jim and Tara for our first lady and first president.
Yeah, no, there's too much dirt in our background.
And
Have you heard the stories Jim's told? Come on now.
Yeah, he'd be like Brett Kavanaugh. They'd be protesting in front of our house how he, did this or did that.
Yeah, he was busting out more great stories yesterday.
He could probably write a. They could make a movie about it or write a book about it.
Jim would get all the hipster young people vote.
Vintage Memory says Harlan passed on those boots.
He didn't get kicked out of the strip club. He got thrown out of the strip club with his head.
Yes, Harlan. He looked right at him and kept moving. He was in front of me, and I'm like, dude, did you really pass on $5 for new boots? Somebody asked were they Lauren or they're Ralph Lauren.
Ralph Lauren. I don't know why he puts Lauren in there twice. Ralph Lauren.
I bought this big lot of stuff that sometimes at these auctions they'll lot stuff up. There's something else I saw in it, but they had perfume in there and they had a big bottle of Ralph Lauren Polo. It's like Splash. It's like a men's cologne. I sold it for like $150. I didn't think it was fake, but the guy that got it said, well, it smelled funny and he thinks it's counterfeit. But now, so I'm trying to figure out, is it real or is it not real? I don't want to sell it again and have it come back. Anyway.
Oh, speaking of fakes, at the church, not the Thursday church, at another church sale this weekend, I bought like 6 pairs of Nikes.
Yeah.
And I listed this pair and got a message from somebody that said, hey, those are fake.
Really?
Said, how do you know? He said, well, this part here, this is supposed to be Kevlar,
Well.
Squares going back and forth.
Huh.
And this is just like painted on.
Huh.
So he said that's a dead giveaway. So I took them down.
Dead giveaway.
Anyway, they look like good shoes, but fake as hell. The others are legit. I was surprised this pair is fake because the others were good.
So is it the wrong time of year? It looks like boots don't sell very well right this second.
They should pick up. It's winter.
I don't
Those
know.
are not winter boots, Todd.
But those aren't winter boots. I've been selling cowboy boots, but I don't have anything like that, like a lady's boot. I can't believe a Ralph Lauren boot like that, if it's a decent size, doesn't do good, though.
Those are Hoochie Mama boots.
Those are not Hoochie Mama boots.
They're size 10B.
That's a good size if you have a big foot.
Now, that wasn't the Lutheran church, I don't think, John. I think that was a different church.
Yeah, this was the Presbyterians. They're on the other side of town.
Oh, those Presbyterians, they always sell counterfeits.
Man, this is not like First Presbyterian. It was like the 14th Presbyterian. We live in a little town. And man, you go in there and golly, that's not a very nice or well-kept church. It's just,
You know how hard it is not to grab a Miller Lite first thing this morning.
Oh, boy.
Where I grew up, there was the Episcopal Church of Rock Hill. It was the second Episcopal Church of Rock Hill. It was the only Episcopal church in Rock Hill. The question is always was, what happened to the first one? Apparently, there never was a first Episcopal Church of Rock Hill.
And so Johnny was mad at me after I'm like, I went outside. I'm like, I think I got you a pair of shoes. They're your size, Johnny. And I brought them in. She goes, those are men's. I'm like, they're not men's. Okay, they can be men's, but these men are tucking it because they look like this.
Oh, those are groovy.
I just bought a pair of that brand. Mine are cheetah print or zebra print. I can't remember.
I'm like, look how ugly you are. She goes, no, they're kind of cute. I'm like, they're going back in the box. Don't even try them on.
I just bought it. It's like fake fur, isn't it? I just bought a pair of those and I kept them. Same brand.
It feels like, it does feel like
a cowhide kind of hair on.
A guy named Luigi in Italy wants those.
I
Now,
kept
apparently,
mine.
Lad wants them. He says, "What
Did
size and how much?"
Did you pay
I
more than
kept mine.
$5?
Mine are cheetah print, and I'm going to keep them.
Yeah.
God, those are Johnston and Murphy's.
Yeah, these are $5, brand new.
Hey, Yuri.
I didn't know Johnston and Murphy made anything but like wing tips and stuff.
I didn't either. I was shocked, but I opened that up. I'm like, what? I'm like, are they in the wrong box? And you look
Yeah, I
at it,
know.
and they say Johnson Murphy on the inside. I'm like, well, I'll be damned.
Todd,
Yeah,
will
another
your
estate
son-
sale I went to this weekend, I had to take out all the shoes and put them back in the right boxes.
Can the boy wear those shoes?
I don't know.
What size
Maybe,
are they?
yeah.
They look small.
Wrap them, have, or I say boys. Scott's the only one that's got the boy.
They're not real small. They're 11s.
Hmm.
I could almost wear these. I pulled them on and my toes were kind of crunched a little bit. Gwen said, no, don't wear those.
Yeah. Then you go out and shoot hoops
She
and
said,
stuff.
that'd be all right for a 16-year-old boy to wear, but you wouldn't look good in them.
You wear them out there mowing the grass, and they can't see them from the smoke, so you're good.
That's right. They're going to be covered with grass stains pretty soon anyway. Your boys were 13, Sadie, and you got girl hands? Wow.
So does your grass grow year round, Todd, or does it actually go dormant?
It doesn't completely die, but it kind of quits growing.
Yeah, ours is already browned out. We're done with grass.
You got Bermuda?
No, I don't know what. I think it's Zoysia.
Yeah, we got. Well, what's still alive after this summer's drought is mostly St. Augustine. But like 2 winters ago, we had the big ice storm that killed off most of it, and then this summer we had the drought. So the only place I have grass left is pretty much the front yard.
I found all kinds of cool stuff this weekend. This is another good one.
Wendy, I'm home. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
That's cool.
Now, okay, what does it say? I've been
Put a-
thinking about it for so
Put a
long.
Trump face on that.
Yeah. Have they announced the Powerball numbers yet?
I think they were going to do it this morning or sometime
Yeah.
today.
Didn't
They
draw
already drew them, right? They just didn't. They just
I don't
didn't
think they
announce.
drew them because I don't. From what I read, they didn't draw them, or they allegedly haven't drawn them because of some security issue with a couple of states or a state or something.
I thought they drew it and recorded it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that can't be edited.
I don't know. Yeah, that's true. You'd think you'd want to draw it live. I don't know.
I'm trying to think what else did I get at the yard sales. I picked up the boring stuff. The estate sales, man. If I'm the only one in the estate sales looking at the bucket full of electronics.
What is that?
That's a Seagate 2 terabyte 3.0 hard drive.
Okay.
Good stuff. 2 terabytes.
I thought you were going to say it was a 258 megabit one.
No, I got 2 of them. Here's the other one over here. This one's a Western Digital Passport. I'm gonna work on some video stuff, and I was gonna buy a hard drive, and I got this one for $3.
Did you find Bitcoin on them?
No, there wasn't anything on them.
Darn.
The old guy, I forget what did he do. He was a hunter. He wasn't an electronics person. These were just a few things that were in a bucket. But he did have 4 laptops. I bought all 4 of them for $10 each.
You're gonna buy Scott a teenager.
Yeah, I was wondering what that meant.
What's Scott gonna do with a teenager?
It's
Is he
because
get ready
John
to get?
always says you got to hire a teenager. He's always
Oh, okay.
forgot about that.
Well, if he or she is 18 or 19 years old, then you're okay. It's that below 18. Well, he's in Alabama. I think he can get by with about 14 down there.
Here's your jailbait right there.
You would think I filled Harlan and I filled my van up Friday between a church sale and 3 yard sales, and then the back of the truck Saturday, and I can't remember anything we bought.
Yeah.
Now, how long will it take you to list all that?
I listed my ass. Most of it went to auction.
Oh,
I had a aluminum 6-foot aluminum ladder for $5. They went to auction. Some steamers and all kinds of mess. I sent to auction. I could have listed it, but yeah, it's much easier just to put it on a table yesterday and be done with it.
no, you're not doing like box lots or nothing. You're just individual items.
Individual items, yeah.
Would be tempting to do box lots. I've got just stuff. I got like a box full of kitchen knives. They're good knives, but they're not name brand.
No, that was sale. So I had a friend who bought some stuff at a hardware store that closed down. They auctioned off, and he had one of those big tubs just full of doorknobs. He's like, "What am I going to do with this?" I'm like, "I'll throw it in the back of the truck. I'll take it up to the auction." So it's up there. I mean, there must be 200 lock. Somebody will buy it.
Yeah. I need an auction to put a lawnmower in.
I've sold lawnmowers up there. So I sold a bicycle last weekend.
Come here.
What else did I buy?
Come on.
Yeah, I need to sell old Smokey.
Oh,
My son moved out of his house and he said, "Dad, take this mower." And so, well, you may need it someday. He said, "Heck no, the next place I live is going to be in a condo where I pay the people to do the yards."
John Jones, one lawnmower uses a bit of oil.
Now, your lawnmower that you overfilled, it finally cleared up, didn't it, Todd? Or is it still smoking?
Yeah, I dumped a bunch of the oil out of it and it was fine.
You're supposed to say it still smokes. It's a lot more funny when it still smokes.
I did not clean all the smoke residue off the deck, though. It's still kind of greasy. That grease will eventually work its way off the mower into the lawn and, fertilize.
Tara's probably laughing because we got these mower decks that are like 24 inches wide, and she's got a daggum 60-inch.
Well, only place I use a push mower is to do trimming. I don't mow my grass with a push mower.
Yes. So Mike, you're 100% correct. Let's see. I bought a router, a Craftsman router. It's already at the auction. I bought a sprayer. I bought the ladder. A lot of big stuff that
There you go. I'll ship my mower to Sadie so he can use it to get off his cigarettes.
Yeah.
That's funny, Carol.
and then some clothes and stuff too. So I've got a couple shirts up there a couple Nike shirts that they do all right up there. Shoes that I would never buy, tennis shoes and stuff that I take up there. It really has changed, yard sales where I was just buying for eBay. Now all of a sudden I'll buy anything,
Do they take the pictures for you, or do you take them?
They take the pictures, they do everything. All I do is put it on organize it on the table, and they do it from there.
Oh, cool.
It's amazing. Powerball can take in millions and millions of entries and get it right, but yet we can't hold a fair national election.
It's very easy, Todd. Now you're getting
I
political.
know. Sorry.
I went and did my civic duty this morning. I went and voted.
Yeah, after the show and get my packing done, I'm going to go down there.
Oh.
I think I've got one to ship, so we're gonna go pretty quick.
People always say don't go vote on the day of because you'll have to wait in line. There's never a line here.
I live in a pretty rural area. There's never much of a line, but
I,
I
I
like
may.
voting on vote day. I'm old fashioned.
Usually, I do like to go in on the day to make sure I hadn't voted already.
I'm just double checking. Did I already vote?
Yeah.
I guess they can look you up and see if you did.
Well, we have little stickers that they peel off and stick on your to some kind of card, and I guess that's because they know when you voted and not, and so I guess they could look in their little book and say, "Oh, Mr. Huck, you've already voted."
They
See, but
scan our license down here. Do they do that for you? They scan the back of my driver's license and then you sign this computer screen that you
Not in North
voted.
Carolina.
they do in
That you
Alabama.
voted.
And then
They do in Alabama. You know, we scan our licenses down here because we oppress the color folks and don't let them vote. Fucking
Well,
lie.
in Wisconsin, they didn't scan your license, but in Wisconsin, it's open primary. Where down here, you would register either
Right.
independent, Republican, or Democrat. So when that primary comes, but in Wisconsin, which they do it all the time, if it's a Republican primary, you have a bunch of Democrats will vote in that primary to try to get the weaker candidate to move forward.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, they say voter suppression due to ID. I'm like, y'all are idiots. If you've watched any of the stuff that people do, they'll go around New York and asking them, do they have ID? And they'll look at you like, of course I've got ID. What the hell are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I mean,
Can you use the internet?
yeah, we get
It
a
looks like they want to just punch you for being stupid, and then you go ask the white people. They go, well, black people they just can't use the internet. They don't know how. They have trouble getting the ID.
Well, I will say during the last presidential election, which I thought this is kind of scary because I never requested them, both me and Jim got absentee ballots from the state of Wisconsin. I've
Yeah,
never voted absentee ballot ever in my life,
Did you
never
vote?
requested it. No, because I'm honest, Todd
because the
or
steel was
Tom.
on it. The steel was on in Wisconsin.
Yeah, they sent us. Both of us got absentee ballots. Now the town I lived in was pretty small. That township. I guess if I would have tried to send them in, I know everybody on the voting people that run it. They'd know that I moved away. But I'm like, well, that's kind of bull. But
Well,
anyway,
when they said something about it, you can say, "Well, you were the dumbasses that sent me one."
But Mr.
it's
State,
been happening for years. And I'll tell you this. This is Jim, and he told me this a long time ago. He used to have these hardcore. They were Democrats. I'm not picking on a party that bought real estate through him. Their main residence was in Madison, Wisconsin. Okay. So they would vote in person in Madison, Wisconsin. But at that time, you could have like up north, you could just show like a power bill or something that you lived up there. They had their lake cabin up north. So they would vote absentee ballot in northern Wisconsin. But then they also were snowbirds and they had a place in the Ozarks. So in Arkansas somewhere, they would vote absentee ballot in Arkansas. So in a presidential election, the husband and wife, were each voting 3 times in 3 different areas.
when you've got that kind
Wow.
of money, why would you take a chance on going to jail over something as simple as voting 3 times?
I don't understand it, but the only thing I could say is that in your head, you just think the other side's so evil that you just would do anything so they don't win. I don't know. I don't get it.
Mr. Sadie's right. He said 80% of minorities are for voter IDs, and it might even be higher than that, Larry. I'm telling you right now, just because you're a different race, no matter what the race is, nobody likes cheating. It doesn't matter. Everybody wants things to be fair. It doesn't matter if you're Asian, if you're whatever. And and that's the mistake people make is why is everybody up in arms about most of this stuff? Because the vast majority of people are, want things to be fair and correct. I mean,
Yeah. And that isn't you have all these like fraudulent ballots that,
now
are
the state of
copied, or they went and harvested these ballots out of like nursing homes and stuff like that. And then they just go through and fill them in.
state of Pennsylvania, I think, Alyssa, didn't y'all send out like 250,000 ballots to the wrong ones? And there was no recall on them. It's just, oh, well, we sent out 250,000 ballots. No problem. And then Arizona did the same thing. Arizona, because the one running for governor is the Secretary of State, and she sent out so many wrong ballots, but she was on the wrong ballots. Imagine how come every mistake is always against the Republicans? Is that some kind of when was the last time you heard a mistake that was made in anything to do with voting or elections that favored a Republican?
Not a
In my lifetime, 53 years, I have never heard of it. Not once.
Well, if you ever really listen to the other side, the stuff they accuse the Republicans of doing is always stuff that they're actually doing themselves anyway.
confession by projection.
Scott, according to my lovely bride, it's all a coincidence. It's not intentional.
And it's called confession by projection.
Confession by projection.
When they do what they're accusing the Republicans.
You want to come around here and sit on my side of the desk?
No.
That's why I tell everybody it's easy to know what the Democrats are up to because it's what they're accusing the Republicans of.
Yes.
That's exactly what they're up to. It ain't a secret.
But it used to be, well, at least in Wisconsin, it used to be, Mr. Sadie said, I think voting should be a personal unless you're handicapped. It used to be harder to get the absentee ballots. My mom passed away in 2009, and she was an amputee and stuff, and she got the absentee ballot. But when you filled out the paperwork for it, I mean, you had to have a reason why you couldn't go in there and vote in person.
Now it's just because it's raining.
Now, just because you're lazy. You know, we can't count all these ballots on election day. We've done it for the last 230 some years, and all of a sudden now we've got more technology than anything to track all this and do it, and we're just dumb now.
Yeah, or it doesn't look suspicious. It would be interesting to see, like, if you have any of these states, stop counting at midnight or something like that.
They've already announced that Pennsylvania and several other states are not going to. Arizona, they've already announced they won't be done tonight.
Yeah, but remember, like, in Georgia last year where they, like, stopped, and then you had PAA stop, not last year, but 2 years ago.
Okay,
I mean, I've never seen that in my life where it's like, okay, well, we're going to go home now, I mean, it's insane.
Georgia and Detroit never stopped. They just kept counting.
They just said they stopped.
Nobody was around.
To get rid of the election observers, which I believe you should have a Democratic election observers. You should have Republican election observers. Keeps everything fair.
In Atlanta, everybody's gone. They go under the table and pull out the big tub full of ballots and start running. Nothing to see here, folks. Don't believe your lying eyes. This is not a bucket full of ballots and a bunch of Democrats doing this with nobody else around. Don't believe anything your lying eyes say.
Yeah. They're all a bunch of crooked bastards. It don't matter who they are, what party they are. I just hope California and New York gets shook up really bad this time. And
I don't know if California will get shook up that bad, but it would be really something if that Hochul lost in New York.
I would like Michigan, New York, and Oregon or governors to all go Republican. That'll set the world on fire.
That'd be great.
How is that governor race in Michigan? Is it close or not?
They're even.
Are they?
They're even. That means that the Republican is way behind.
Yeah, that Gretchen Whitmer is crazy.
Well, there's a bunch of states that they're like neck and neck now, and the Republicans were up 8-10 points, and then all of a sudden now they're like yesterday they were like it's neck and neck.
Mm-hmm. Well, they have to start. They start trying to change the narrative last week about races are tightening because you can't be up 10 points in the polls and then lose on election night. So they've got to. They had to change the narrative a little bit to go. Well, maybe it's only 203, and so it's not a big shock whenever they cheat and win.
I don't know what patchouli is.
I don't know what is patchouli.
Yeah.
Somebody
is it incense? My little fact checker over here said that's like an incense.
No, patchouli is
it's a smell. Okay.
It's a scent.
A scent.
Oh, they misspelled. That's why I was confused. Several Asiatic trees' leaves have a heavy, fragrant oil.
It's a funny smell, according to Anissa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably what you think of.
Okay. But
So Carol says they just selected the Powerball numbers.
well, if y'all never see me again, and somebody from my state won, you know why.
Yeah, the great state of Alabama, one of 5 states with no lottery. Isn't that awesome?
Y'all don't have the lottery down there?
When Jesus comes back, everybody in Alabama is exempt because we didn't have the lottery.
Okay.
We didn't have the lottery. We didn't fall victim to that. So that's what they think. Even though we've got casinos and everything else on the Indian land, them.
Well, we have a new casino here in North Carolina that's by the South Carolina tribe of the Catawba Indians, because South Carolina wouldn't let them establish a casino. So North Carolina said they could. So right up here on the 85, right outside of Kings Mountain, you know where that's at.
Oh yeah.
That's where it's at. The Cherokees are raising Cain about it because
Now they won't.
it's on 85. It's one of the most 95 and 85 are some of the heaviest traffic interstates on the East Coast. And people don't have to drive, because when you go to the Cherokee Casino out on the Cherokee Reservation, you're going to the reservation. You're not just passing through, because you don't pass through. I mean, you can't go anywhere from Cherokee. It's a destination, not a route.
The one in Alabama is down off 85, where 85 curves through Alabama.
Uh-huh.
It's down right off 85. The Porch Indians or whoever they are.
All right. Like, have you ever watched Beth reselling Rowboat? I don't know what kind of keyboard she's got, but she sounds like she is beating the day.
Mine's a gaming keyboard. It lights up, I know, when you type on it, but I forgot what brand it is. It's got a fox. It has a fox on it, like on the front, but I hit the keys loud. It's called an Air Fox.
See, at least with Jim as a presidential candidate, you know what you're getting. He has no secrets.
Yeah.
He will tell you, the media won't like it. The media won't like it because they won't have anything to dig about it. He's like, yeah, I got thrown out of the strip club. Big deal. You have it, but it's.
He got it for putting a tube sock in the girl's G-string.
Oh God.
Yeah, and then the other compatriots started laughing, and then she's like, "Who did this? Who did this?" And they pointed him out, and then Mr. Clean grabbed him by his shorts and threw him out the door head first.
Opened the door with his head, didn't he say?
Yeah, threw him out on the gravel.
God.
That's not the first time he got in a fight, and somebody took his face and smashed it up on the curb, on a concrete curb repeatedly. So he's used to getting his face smashed in.
So that story's like what's his name, the comedian. I was drunk in a bar. They threw me.
See, that's why Jim doesn't have to drink or smoke anymore. Because when he did it when he was younger, he did it hard.
And we know there won't be any blue dress situations because Tara will kill him.
I would say Jim liked to party and have a good time, but he never was like a womanizer. I mean, you would not have him like doing like one night stands or much of that kind of stuff. He was always he always said, when I was out to have a good time, I was to have a good time. I wasn't looking for a woman.
But if Jim was to cheat on Tara, she'd give the press secretary 15 minutes to get the press going. She would kill him on the lawn of the White House.
He wouldn't know how to cheat on somebody. He's about as loyal as a dog. He don't chase no cars.
Yeah, because he knows that you'll take it. You'll take it all. Mr. Carey, do you have dreams? Yes, sir. Well, we're going to get them too. That's a line from, I think it was Eddie Murphy's first LP, where he's in the red jumpsuit.
Oh, Delirious.
Yeah, where he's talking about people cheating and women saying, they're going to get everything, and their attorneys are going, well, you have dreams, we're going to get them too.
The one I remember about that was when he talked about his aunt falling down the stairs. And
How long was what, Lag? The album? First of all, I referred to it as an album. God, that had to be what, in the 80s?
Oh, that Eddie Murphy album? That's got to be like in 84, 85, I think.
yeah, Lag, don't act like you want to round. We don't believe none of that mess you talk.
Leg's probably a 60-year-old man sitting in his basement.
It was 1983.
Oh, okay. I was close.
You'll ask your mom about it. We're going to have to put a trail on him. Leg's really a 70-year-old.
That or he's a 15-year-old boy. He's either really old or really young.
He's probably a 70-year-old white lady that's mother of 6 and grandmother of 14. And, she knows everything these stupid boys are going to say, so she can just say it. Okay, well, your mom needs to open up the basement door so you can get out some, son, if you've never heard of him.
Is that Ron White?
Oh, Ron. Is that Ron White or Eddie Murphy?
I think he said he'd never heard of Eddie Murphy, which I find hard to believe.
Back in the day, he was the undisputed king of comedy.
Yeah, and even if you were a kid, you'd have seen him like in Dr. Dolittle, and what didn't he do the Haunted Mansion too?
Yeah.
Oh, he did 3 of those cop movies where he played
yeah,
a funny
well,
kid.
Beverly Hills Cop. I mean, I was
Yeah.
a kid when those came out because those are like in the 80s. So.
Yeah, he shoved that banana up that cop's tailpipe or something.
And he had that song that came out. Remember when he did that?
He did an album, yeah.
Yeah. What the hell is that song? And it was like, it didn't have any verses. It was pretty much just the same line over and over again. I forgot.
Every time the word album is mentioned, it makes me think about when Sergey was a Cub Scout and I took him to the radio station.
It was
and we're walking down this hallway and they've got all these old albums.
It was what?
Party all the time.
Party all the time.
I want to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. And they played that song all the time when I was a kid.
Okay, well, he just got a copyright infraction there.
Yeah, nobody cares, Tom.
But we were walking down through the hall of this radio station, and they had these.
Tara sounds just like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I do.
They had these big gold LPs on the wall, and one of the boys said, "Boy, that's a big CD." And I said, "That's an LP."
I do. Glock mentioned Rick James. I'm probably everybody's seen it. Those Chappelle's with Eddie Murphy's brother Charlie Murphy, where he tells those stories about partying with Rick James and stuff. I love those. I watch them on YouTube every so often because I love Charlie Murphy telling those stories. They're really good. Playing basketball with Prince or partying with Rick James, it is pretty funny.
Yeah, if you look at the lyrics for Party All the Time, it's got like 4 lines, chorus, 4 lines, and the chorus like 10 times.
Yeah. And then it wasn't Eddie Murphy, but remember in that Beverly Hills Cop, they had that instrumental thing that was like do 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 do. They played that all the time too in the 80s too.
Yeah, it's used for the background music for Crazy Frog.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you know what that is.
No.
If not, you can Google Crazy Frog on YouTube once you get finished with Todd's show.
Oh, is it a video game?
It's an animated frog.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the name of the song, Axel F.
Is it like Keyboard Cat?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Keyboard Cat is? You're older than me. Keyboard Cat was like from the early 2000s or.
My lovely bride said, nah. It's not. Listen, I would be the world's worst in a competition where you had to guess who sang a song and what the lyrics were
Yeah,
about.
me too.
Because I don't remember who sang the song, and I half the time I don't listen to the lyrics, I listen to the music.
Tom, do you play Rust?
Like who?
Do you play Rust?
What is that?
It's a video game.
Oh, Rust.
Yeah, Rust.
No, I don't like Rust because people can mess up your stuff when you're
Oh
not.
yeah, Brandon plays it, but he's got like all these like English people that he's playing with, so he's trolling them.
I knew. I'm sitting here looking. I'm like, now that crazy accent laugh. I knew I'd heard it in another movie. Fletch with Chevy Chase. The same guy wrote that same music, has the same sound, and it all goes all through Fletch as he's carried on.
Oh really? But it's from Beverly Hills Cop, isn't it? Wasn't it in that too?
Yeah, it was a Beverly Hills
Yeah.
Cop. Harold Faltermeyer wrote that and the theme to Fletch.
Yeah.
It's just
Back when Chevy Chase was actually funny. In the 80s. He hit the 90s and just sort of washed out.
I don't know. I like him in Caddyshack, and I like him in like Christmas Vacation and stuff.
I liked him in
The 80s.
I liked him in Caddyshack, but I liked him in Christmas Vacation. The rest of them are just not.
Yeah, I
too-
can't really think of another one where I'd say, "Oh wow, I really love Chevy Chase in that movie."
And Fletch he was funny in Fletch. It was just a bunch of one-liners all through that movie.
Oh.
Fletch Lives, not so much, but the first one.
Yeah. They just never had a very good plot. I mean, you just watched it for the comedy, not the.
I probably watched Flesh, but I can't even really remember it that well.
He was an undercover reporter, and his ex-wife's attorney was chasing him through the whole movie.
Mm.
Old movies, good times. You know, it was those were the days that you were like, when's this coming out? You know, and now it's like, I'll just wait for it to come out on.
And TV, you actually see the next episode. You actually had to either tape it or watch it. There wasn't you can see it. I'll just stream it the next day, or the stream it.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch Top Gun until I could stream it. So
Top Gun 1 or 2?
2.
Oh,
Oh, are you talking about the new Top Gun? You didn't go to the movie theater to see it?
Uh-uh.
are
I
you
went.
kidding? That
Actually-
would cost Todd $50 to go to the theater.
Oh, our movie
You
theater
think
here
Todd
is
will spend
cheap.
$50?
I did go and see it in the theater. It was worth seeing. It was good.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, the other day I walked into the living room. Jacob was in there watching TV. I'm like, what? And he watches the strangest shit. I'm like, what in the hell are you watching? I looked up there, the original Ghostbusters. I'm like, I got a list of 80s movies you need to watch if you're going to watch 80s movies.
That's funny. I watched the original Ghostbusters about a week ago too. It was on some streaming service.
You know, I maybe it's because we have so much access to so much media. You know, I mean, I just remember as a kid and as an adult, you know, young adult, looking forward to going to see movies, and now, who cares?
Mr. Sadie's right. He said Risky Business was all the rage that had boobies, and so was Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That was the other one.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, the 928, the Porsche 928. That was
That was the only movie I ever liked. What's his name? He played Spicoli.
yeah.
Sean Penn
Sean Penn.
turned out to be the world's biggest dweeb.
And then they did during the COVID time, so probably about 2 years ago, they did a thing. It's on YouTube where they had a bunch of different actors do like all the reading parts for it. They did a script read on it, and they had Shia LaBeouf did Spicoli, and actually he was pretty funny in just reading the script lines.
You know, there's only 2 movies that I can really remember, like a really audience reaction. And one of them was in Risky Business when that Porsche was out on that pier and all of a sudden it fell into the water. Everybody in that audience, she was like, you know, that kind of thing. And the other one was when Jaws came out and the little boy's out on the raft and the shark eats him. This woman that was behind me, she threw a big gulp of Coca-Cola and popcorn straight up in the air and covered about 20 of us.
Yeah.
I watched Jaws for the first time at a drive-in theater, so it would have been after it came out. But the scariest part of that movie was the beginning where the lady goes and takes that swim out by that buoy, and then she's like bobbing up and down like a bobber before she dies, and then she's like going back and forth in the water. That was scary.
Yeah.
So they definitely couldn't make Revenge of the Nerds because what's his name's line? They asked him, had he been looking for a date? Had he been coming to elementary schools all day? I'm like, how much of the truth was that back? I mean, we didn't know that was the truth.
Or the cream pies.
I hadn't thought of Porky's in forever. Like says Porky's. I laughed so hard. My brothers and I laughed so hard in that movie. I thought I was going to wet my pants.
Oh, that guy with that hay messaged me. He said now he could come at any time. He'd be home in 20 minutes. So if you want to leave earlier, we can. Oh, is the battery dead on the truck? Is it dead or just half dead? Oh. Will you stop growling? Okay, get those two under control.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man, they're fighting over that bone. Now, hey, you got two bones. Hey.
No,
well,
Dave.
Let me give you something to ponder. What movies do you think people that are like in their 20s now will remember when they're as old as Todd? Is there any movies out there that really stand out?
Well, only movies you've got now, they're screwing up some Marvel, or they're redoing some Marvel, or they're redoing an older movie. They're not making anything. There's no original movies out right now.
Roberta and I talk about that, and I'm like, why don't they go down to the damn library, walk down through the fiction section, and grab some books off the shelf and see if they can't find something to make a new movie off of. If they can't come up with an original idea, then get one of the old books.
I mean, it's been going on for a while. Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
Now we've got that crazy Wakanda. Nobody's gonna remember any of this mess.
Well,
Black Panther
That's a
and
very nice girl.
They're trying to be so politically correct and inclusive that they're making such garbage. We don't remake Ghostbusters. We don't need the women's version of Ghostbusters. That's just stupid. How about we just quit trying to screw with stuff and make something original?
Disney made the live action of Aladdin and
with the Little Mermaid.
No, the Asian one, Mulan, and they bombed at the box office because people basically knew what the story was already about when they went.
Felix is here with a bang this morning. Good morning, Felix.
Now I gave you one, and you know it.
This is Disney.
We'll let y'all read Felix's comment.
That's it. I like Will Smith. He made a movie that didn't do good at the box office, and it's called The Legend of Bagger Vance.
Oh, I like Bagger Vance.
I think that is one of the best movies.
Yeah, it was Robert Redford was the director, and he did it a lot like he did The Horse Whisperer, where it's a lot of like grandiose landscape shots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Jim's already like, ugh.
He
Hey Tom, I got a movie tip for you. If
What?
Disney made it, it's crap.
okay.
Don't watch anything Disney. It all sucks.
Oh boy. You know what we're watching right now? The Chucky series that's on like sci-fi or whatever. Actually, it's pretty funny. It's got a little bit of like teen drama angst in it, but actually Chucky is pretty funny in it.
My youngest one is into the Chucky movies.
Oh yeah, we just started watching them like at Halloween time, but we're watching them all of them. So now Brandon's really getting into them.
But around here, the movies playing are all over the spectrum. You'll be watching Chucky one minute and My Fair Lady the next minute and Smokey
No,
and the
My Fair
Bandit
Lady's
the
a
next.
good movie.
Now that was a good movie there. Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit's a classic. I love Smokey and the Bandit.
I remember going to the movie to see that movie with the girl I was dating at the time. And we were sitting in my best friend from high school and I and his date and my date. We were standing in front of the theater, and all these cars were coming out of that parking lot, spinning tires.
Yeah.
And
Oh boy.
now I had a car that would spin tires. I had a Mustang with a 302, 3-speed and positive traction. I could leave dual black marks for a mile.
Oh boy, that's a good way to wear out your tires.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I was 15, I had to buy my first set of tires, so I learned early.
Dang gold.
Wow.
I knew guys would put bleach on their tires. They get to school, they pour bleach on their tires, and then when school got off, there was just enough time to get the rubber real soft, and they just burn those tires up after school. You know, they just start doing donuts in the parking lot, making smoke and stuff. I'm like, I hope you're driving your dad's car.
I don't.
Dang, Silver. What's going on?
I never did that. Even though my
Election
oldest
day,
had to buy
gold and
his first
silver
set of tires.
skyrocket.
Huh,
Hmm.
weird.
Have y'all actually taken the time to look at what movies are out right now? This is what the problem is. Okay, Black Adam, One Piece Red Film, which is a Japanese dub, Ticket to Paradise. Nobody wants to see Clooney. Two horror movies, which might be the only, and 3 horror movies. Till on one about a racist movie, some love story, The Woman King, another one. Wakanda. I mean, everything is they got an agenda. They went woke with movies. Nobody watches this shit.
Even if I agree with them, I mean the social messaging is so thick. Even if I agree with it, it's so nauseating. I can't even. They're like the government. Disney has become like the government. Anything they touch turns to a big
But
lump
even
of
the
dog poop.
everything is social messaging because even that Chucky series. has
Disney
social-
somehow owns them. I can damn near guarantee it. They own everything.
Chucky
Disney has
even
become
has
like this
social
mega
messaging.
corporation, and they're going to go under. Their shareholders are going to say we've had enough, and they're going to kill Disney. Walt Disney is doing spins in his grave.
I don't care about your politics. I just want to be entertained.
Yeah.
Right.
The ability we have to make movies about whatever, and this is what we get: a bunch of just worthless crap. It's just.
I mean, I don't disagree with all the social messaging. Actually, some of it I agree with. Yeah, that's a good point. This is something that pretty much everybody agrees is the way things should be. But why do you have to make a movie then and pound it down our throats? We already know that shit. I'm not paying money to listen to your social BS.
But
You know what I'm saying?
Well, look at my Buzz
you
Lightyear.
made it.
Totally flopped.
Yeah, Marvel sucks. Disney's garbage. Hulu's, I think, owned by Disney. I'm not sure. ESPN for sure is. They've turned into a trash.
Oh God, Jim's really on his rant.
I mean,
now.
they just took
Really?
everything. All I want, you know what I want to run for whatever office? Someone who put things back the way it was.
Oh boy.
Disney does own Hulu.
But Scott, you're right. With the technology we have now, and we got the stuff out that's coming out. I've been watching Star Trek fan fiction on YouTube, and now this is just a bunch of people, and they're making I would say an episode because they're about 20 to 30 minutes long, and they look just as good as the Star Trek movies do. Or the Star Wars movies or any of those, just off of their with the PCs that they've got. Now they could work on their sound a little bit, but besides that, I mean they look like they just came out of Paramount.
Felix says they ban everything over there. He wishes they let him watch lesbian scenes.
Yeah, but you know what the real sad thing is? They like Disney, they'll edit that stuff out of their movies so they can go sell it in those markets where it would be banned, like in Saudi Arabia or
And
China or
that's where it
whatever.
did good.
But they'll push it in our market. You know, they have to push all that social messaging, but they'll still go make them money in that market because they just edit it out.
If you look at the markets where Lightyear did well, it was in countries where they weren't allowed to have the man on. Well, I don't know who kissed, but it was two
Yeah.
dudes. I don't know if they're boys or men or what it was. But anyway, so you got the male kissing. The markets where that was not allowed to be shown is where the movie did well.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, parents were scared to take their kid to it.
So the world, according to Felix, his motto: eating is not cheating.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
Wish Felix woke up with the control of his keyboard today.
So anyway, I got to get out of here. The boss is going to get on a call.
All right.
Yeah,
You
yeah, we
guys-
went way over today.
Go do your civic duty and get out there and
Yeah.
vote,
I already did mine.
because it's
You know
your
what?
responsibility to get out there and vote Republican.
Unless you're voting blue, to go take a nap.
I'm gonna contact the polling place, and then after the election is over with tonight, I'm gonna get all the leftover Democrat ballots and use them for packing materials for the rest of the year.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a long night.
It's funny. There'll be a big boxes of Democrat ballots at our
Oh
polling
yeah,
place.
you'll have all the news coverage tonight
and
when their
very
polls
few.
are closing. It's gonna be like electionorama.
Yeah, Tara's president said it's going to take 3 weeks.
That ain't my president. It's your president.
Oh no, 6 more years.
6 more years.
6 more years. 6 more years. You deserve it.
Yeah, unless the
Motion
Republicans
to be, we got this guy for
win by a big margin.
Well, they. So it's already started in Arizona. At least 6 places, the tabulators are already down.
Oh.
They're saying if you put it in this box, don't worry, we'll tabulate it downtown later. Those ballots will never show up.
Yeah.
They'll be shredded before lunch.
Because they're thinking if there's a red wave, Antifa and BLM start riots.
Say that again.
They've mobilized in a bunch of states the National Guard because they're thinking if Republicans win that there's going to be riots of Antifa and BLM.
Did y'all hear that?
Oh,
She said that in a lot of states, the National Guard has been mobilized because they're thinking that if it's the Republicans swing really well in this thing, that it's going to drive the Antifa people and
BLM.
the BLM people into.
Hey, choose where you live. I live in the free South. They ain't not gonna pull that shit down here.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, though, is that like 3 of the key people running for office are black people running as Republicans.
They don't care.
They don't care. They're traitors.
Uh-huh.
That's the way they look at them.
Buy groceries, fill up your car, then go back.
Exactly.
I live in the free South. Alabama's gonna get more Republican. And you think that can't be possible? We're gonna get more Republican.
Yeah, go get you some groceries because with the diesel going up, it's going to get expensive. I've already told my family, I said, y'all better be ready to eat some Spam, some rice and beans because that's what we're going to be eating. Good old Southern staples.
I got some candied ham.
I thought you ate. Hey Tom, I thought y'all ate dirt down there.
No, dirt's the last thing to go.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah,
never
dirt's
heard that,
nasty.
Jim?
What?
They'll be like, oh yeah, they eat dirt in the South.
No, I never heard that.
Oh, I
Well,
heard
I'll
that
tell you
all
what,
the time.
it is a scientific fact that children that consume a little dirt in their early ages are a lot healthier than the ones that live in the house all the time.
True that. Gotta
Um,
build up that immunity.
I did
Yeah.
learn about the War of Northern Aggression.
Oh.
Mr. Sadie
No,
said
I
he's
didn't
got some
know
extra
about the Southern
TP. He's ready.
Yeah, out of 101 in the House of Representatives, Alabama, there's 73 Republicans out of 101.
Wow.
It'll probably be more tomorrow.
What about? Are you voting for Michelle Obama? Lag.
You may. Who's voting for Michael?
Lag. Real quick, this is my theory. They're going to get rid of the president after the election.
No.
Why?
No.
You put Kamala in? Why?
No,
Why
I
do you
said
do it?
I'm not talking about the Republicans. I'm talking about the Democrats.
They
They're
might
going,
to
they're
give
going to
it to have
retire the
the first woman
president. He's going to be out on that ruling where the
Oh, that 25th Amendment is
yeah,
there?
where he's unable to lead.
No, there's gonna be revolt.
And
He's
then
gonna stand
Kamala
there.
become president, and then Hillary will become vice president, and then Kamala go to sleep one night and be depressed and not wake up the next morning. So
Here's the fun's just about to begin because I'm telling you, they're going to take the House and they're going to nominate Big Orange as Speaker of the House, and it game fucking on.
who
They're going to nominate Trump as Speaker of the House and game on to let the games begin.
Well, he's not a congressman. How can he be Speaker of the House?
You don't have to be a congressman. They can nominate me or you to be a House
Are
Speaker.
you kidding?
I am not kidding. I'm 100% telling you the truth.
Yeah, most states judges don't have to have a law degree.
I'm telling you right now, they're going to nominate Trump Speaker of the House, and it's going to be party on.
You want your own Judge Judy channel, honey?
I do.
I think you've been watching too much Salty Cracker there, Scott. I'm pretty sure it's going to be McCarthy's going to be. I'm not a big California boy supporter, but I think McCarthy will probably end up being Speaker.
I can't
I
stand
wish they'd get Mitch out of the Senate.
McCarthy's
Mitch's got to go.
All right.
Fucking turncoat. He sucks.
Yeah.
But I had to vote for Mitch because what was my
I did too.
alternative? Was
See
that
there,
crazy ass
Amy
Amy McGrath, who was, late term abortions and a whole bunch of real out there leftist stuff. So what do? You can't vote for her.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta go. Y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all
Bye.
whenever.
Bye.
See ya.
I'll be thinking about you tonight, Scott.
He's gonna run out of SteamYard sauce or whatever.
Yeah.
Steam
All right,
sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't you gonna have to pay for it pretty soon?
Have a great day.
That's all right. I'll go on Ev Mugs if I
don't wanna ruin your-
Yeah, I don't want you blowing your silver dime.
Did anybody watch Crowder yesterday when they kept making jokes about the demon baby? Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they kicked him off of YouTube, so you got to watch him on Rumble if you want to watch
Rumble,
Rumble.
yeah.
I love Rumble.
Well, you can also get him. They make the show a podcast. I listen to it on the podcast.
Oh,
So
I just play it on Rumble in the background while I'm listening.
yeah, he's about to. They're not coming on till tonight.
So who's the demon baby? What are we talking about?
There were something about Herschel Walker paying his.
Oh.
Yeah, because they're
And
saying
one
they
of his
paid his
girlfriends.
girlfriend for an abortion or whatever.
And that was a
Oh.
running joke through the whole show.
Yeah. Which honestly, you think on the other side they'd support that because I thought it was a woman's right to choose, but anyway, I don't know.
They get something in their crawl and they just run into the ground. But it was actually pretty funny. I mean, everything by the end of the show was about something about a demon baby. It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah. Actually, Crowder is pretty funny. If you wanted something to listen to while you're like listing on eBay and working, actually, it's a pretty good thing to listen to.
Except for today. Today and tomorrow, he's not. He's normally on that, but
Oh, because he's doing it tonight for election coverage.
they're probably going to go 8 hours tonight, so you can watch him on Rumble tonight. Which it's no accident that they got kicked off of YouTube right before the election. In 2020, outside of the any kind of mainstream media, they had the largest audience for a political show.
Yeah.
And YouTube was like, we're not gonna have that again. So follow them on Rumble. If you're not you can get most of the stuff you can get on YouTube on Rumble and not have the same. Rumble will let you say whatever.
Yeah, he just said yesterday that was it France or something wanted to fact check on Rumble or censor it some, and Rumble just kind of gave France the big FU.
Yeah, Rumble said, "Well, then we're just not available in France."
Yeah.
See you.
Was it France? Is that what
Yeah,
I
it was
heard on
France.
Crowder? Yeah.
It was France. Pineapple and coconut ice cream. That sounds disgusting, Felix. I want to know who the first person was that cracked open a coconut and ate car wax and thought that was a fucking good idea. Look, it cleans your teeth. They're so shiny. Let's eat some more of this. Ugh.
Yeah.
Look at the water as it beads up on my teeth.
It's supposed to increase your memory if you drink coconut water. Yeah, which is bull. That's what Jim's mom was giving that to his dad because his dad had that stroke and that, so they're giving him coconut water to increase his memory, and it didn't work.
Yeah. It didn't help his memory, and he died. So that's what I don't know how many stars you give coconut water, but
Negative.
Oh, Crowder! If you Louder with Crowder is on Rumble, and you'd like it. It's good to watch.
oh yeah, Rumble's definitely worth signing up for.
Yeah.
Anything free's worth saving up for.
Yeah, they've got an app and everything works pretty good on your phone too, so you can watch it wherever.
Well, the problem with democracy is that Democrats confuse it with democratic. I think when they say democracy is on the ballot, they're actually saying democratic left party is on the ballot.
Can we be truthful? Democracy is not on the ballot because we are not a democracy. This is a representative republic. We are always been a republic. We are not a democracy. Our founding fathers warned us against democracy and the sways of popular opinion. It's a representative republic. Can we get rid of? But everybody, they want it to be a democracy so they can use the winds of change and the popularity, the change, whatever. But yeah, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
It's about time to go vote. Oh, Felix, we know who rules us.
Well, we're not supposed to be ruled. We're supposed to be represented.
The ones that pull the strings, and whether you believe the Act of 1871 as the U.S. went bankrupt from the Civil War and all that stuff. The Federal Reserve and the people that own the Federal Reserve are the ones who you follow those purse strings, and you fairly quickly figure out who's in charge of most politicians in this country. Whether they've got pictures of them having sex with kids or what animals, whatever, they're most of them blackmailed or whatever. They've taken money, something. Yeah, the people that own the Fed. The Fed's a private corporation. It's not a part of the government. Don't forget that.
Yeah, it might be a bad day to quit smoking, Sadie. Probably by the end of the day, you'll be chain smoking again. You'll be hitting the Michelob Ultra and chain smoking.
Kanye's over to Target whenever they're fighting that hard. Whenever the left and their minions go after somebody, generally they're over to Target. They're hitting something that they don't want the masses to know.
I don't know. They're picking on poor Kanye. That almost seems a little bit racist.
He doesn't toe the line anymore. He is an Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
God forbid he think for himself.
Do we lose? Oh, we lost Todd. Todd's gone. His headphones are just laying there.
Yeah, one of the Rothschilds just died. There's one of your own. There's one of the overlords of the U.S., the Rothschild family.
Overlords of the world. So that was Gwen. Her mom is maybe getting out of the hospital today,
Oh, good.
Nice.
but
Well, do you have a room set up for her and stuff?
well, she's in Louisiana at her brother's, so they're going to
Oh,
stay
I
down
thought she
there
was in
for.
Texas too. Oh,
Well,
is she doing?
she
She
went to
gonna go stay with you?
Louisiana to visit for about a month, and then she had this episode, and now the doctors are saying it's probably complications from COPD.
Oh, yeah.
She just got too much carbon dioxide in her blood, so
Is she on the oxygen now?
yeah, they put her on not a CPAP, one of those breathing treatment machines, and
Oh,
Yeah.
like a BiPAP or something.
yeah, BiPAP, and she's been on that pretty much since she's been in the hospital, and then her blood sugar's real high because she's diabetic, and this is messing with that.
Mm. Yeah, be
So
careful with
anyway,
the diabetes. That one's bad.
yeah, she's having a
Mom,
tough time,
yeah,
but
my
yeah,
mom had diabetes real bad.
pretty soon, sooner or later, Gwen's gonna bring her home here, and I guess we'll set her up in one of the boys' old rooms.
Yeah.
See how that goes for a little while or a long while. I mean, you never know, do you? Some people can last for years, and
Well,
some
you
people
never
can
know.
last for a few days and bye. I don't
Well,
know.
help her understand that listing on eBay makes you young. So go ahead and give her a laptop.
Yeah, give her a laptop and set her up.
Todd's
Don't let her
convalescent care where he makes you work for your living.
don't let her watch TV in front of the shopping network anymore.
Uh-oh, she likes the home shopping network and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's the only thing she watches besides basketball.
That is the craziest thing, man. You go to so many estate sales, and the houses are full of that home shopping stuff.
Yeah, or like QVC and it will still be in the boxes, like they never opened it.
It's amazing how much you see of that stuff that they bought and never used.
Yeah. But thank God for him because you can make money on some of it. So.
Yeah. When Sadie gets off of cigarettes, I wonder what the Michelob Ultras are going to taste like now.
Well, I'll tell you this, and like Jim smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day, and he smoked for 25 years, maybe more. He can't now. He don't like it if he's around somebody that smokes. He can't stand the smell of it. And I have a friend that smokes.
No, it ain't the smell of it. It's psychological, and I didn't understand till I got it. It's a civil war going on in your mind. Your brain wants that stimulation and nicotine, but you gotta be the grown up and say no, we're not doing that because we're killing ourselves. And when you make the switch, it's like for me to watch somebody light up a cigarette, it's the same as they just pulled out a revolver and put it up to their temple and got their finger on the trigger. It hurts me to see that, and the more I care about the person, the more it hurts. So I mean, that's why you got reformed smokers are the worst because they really see it for what it is. You're killing yourself, and who wants to see their loved ones kill themselves? And that's Frank way. But if you want to get inside the mind of somebody who's really a reformed anti-smoker, that's what it is. It's actually they care about your ass. They're thinking, please don't do that to yourself. But it's a civil war in your brain, and you just got to win that war.
Yeah.
Because once you do that, you don't need no gum, you don't need patches, you don't need nothing. You just got. It's like you're in a relationship with somebody who's not kind to you. At some point, you just say, you know what? I just got to get out of this.
Yeah, and Jim set him down. He just set him
if you have
down
the
one day.
strength to do that, you'll never look back. That's it's just like that. You become addicted to something, and you just gotta put on your man panties and do it.
Or your lady panties.
Right, or lady panties.
with your lady hands.
Oh my God! Speaking of that, have you seen those Duluth the trading women's underwear? Ooh, don't wear those on a hot date. Guy sees those, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I gotta go."
Yeah, right.
I hear my mom calling. Oh my God, they're like flannel. They're
Is
like
that the kind where the
tranny pants.
where the beaver bites him and his teeth fall out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Except
they
now
make
they're making
girl
now they're
underwear.
making women's
But
lingerie.
Jim said they're not sexy.
They're about as sexy as fire hose pants. Yikes.
All right. What are we talking about on your show tomorrow, Scott?
Either celebrating or doom and gloom, one of the two.
Okay.
Either celebrating or saying how we've been robbed.
Or we're all gonna get those blue sheets or whatever
Yeah.
away from the comment.
Tomorrow's show is definitely going to be demonetized.
Oh boy.
I bet so.
Might as well not even turn the monetization on it.
I know. So,
All right, Todd, wrap it up.
yeah.
I gotta go
Well,
get a load of hay.
Yeah, hit the wrap it up button.
Gold and silver zooming up on election day. Look at that.
Those shotgun shells and canned goods.
All right.
Purified water.
All right. Tomorrow's Scott Show. Thursday, back right here. We'll see y'all later.
All right, bye,
Goodbye.
y'all.